troubleshooting something, make it easy on yourself. Don't go disassembling panels and digging in the chassis and under the dash in awkward spots if you're only troubleshooting something and it might not be the issue, right? So the whole point to this little video is where you can access something easily, no disassembly required. Is it the be-all and end-all? No. Is it definitive? No. But it can certainly give you a good starting point and a good idea what's going on with a particular circuit, right? So it's to be used in the right application, like everything else in life, and it can make life, it can save you a lot of grief, especially like I said, if it's only a suspicion you have that there's an issue and it turns out to be not the case. There's a lot of disassembly involved. It's just wasted time. So why do that? So this little technique might prove useful in saving you some time. So this is just a quick one, boys, and it's just a practical tip, I guess I could say, about really any system where you're looking to diagnose something, where you want to check current flow on a particular circuit. Well, of course, you could dig out the wiring diagram, start digging in the applicable electrical distribution boxes and panels, and you could isolate the wiring so that you could clamp around the applicable wiring. But does it make sense that absolutely everything as far as current draw is going to go through this ground wire on the battery, right? The battery is obviously grounded to the chassis, but any current flow is going to return, if you're talking about whole flow, I guess, as a conventional flow as opposed to electron flow, back to the battery, right? So you can see here that I've actually got the car just in accessory mode at the moment, right? So the engine's obviously not running, but as the ignition's in the run position. So there's what the nominal draw is without the car actually running. So the ECU is running, you can hear the throttle is, I can hear the buzz of the electronic throttle there. Some other stuff is obviously on the go, and it's drawing 4.7. But I can zero this. You'll see the zero notation on my display there that reminds you that it's not actually zero, it's a relative zero. So any change in current flow is going to be reflected on my clamp on amp meter now, right? So now I could go inside and I can operate anything, the rear defroster or one of the window motors. If I wanted to check the current draw, I could do so, and the current draw would be reflected right here. Right, so to prove that point, just to make it simple, I've got my V-Packer hooked up. Let's actually just turn the fuel pump on. So you can see I'm in the mode, you'll have to take my word for it, boys, and you may be able to hear it. So I'm going to turn the fuel pump on here. So I'll just show you, you might be able to hear it, and you can see the notation for fuel pump there, second line down. It's now on. I'm going to turn it off again. So let me pan you over to the meter. I'm going to turn on the pump. So there's the draw from the fuel pump. I'm going to turn it off. It's off. So I can do it again. Let me turn it off. So the point is, without searching, this could be any vehicle. I have no idea where the wiring for where a particular circuit is. You can make it simple for yourself by just checking it right here. Again, just zero the meter so that any ambient current draw that's on the go from whatever ancillaries is zeroed, and then any change in it that you influence by testing something is going to be either reflected on the meter or not. Does that current flow seem reasonable for a fuel pump? Of course it does. So anyway, that's it, boys. Just a quick and easy reference. Clamp on the ground is usually a bit easier. As you can see over on the positive there, it's a bit more convoluted as far as the distribution is concerned. Make sure the engine's not running. That way you're not splitting the current between the battery and the alternator. Obviously then it gets a wee bit more complicated where the current is actually coming from. But the only source of current in this state can only be the battery, and it has to return to the ground. It'll be reflected on the clamp on amp meter. That's it, boys. Good. Alright. Well, I guess that wraps up.